Hi everyone! Hi! I am back and no longer sick and dying anymore. Yeah, figures that, you know, the cure to being like really sick is to sleep and rest and eat soup and take your meds and get fresh air. I feel tons better. Thanks, Kirby. Hi. Yeah. Definitely feeling better now. I was like I said, I went to the doctor's, took my blood for some tests and stuff like that, and I was just like, I don't think I'm feeling too well after doing some blood. So I'm all good. I'm all recovered and ready for this week. Especially since I need to know what happens with Sarah. Chaotic, hi, hey, welcome in. Let's give everyone some monodams to start with. Lady, hi. Yeah, so I hope everyone's having a good, had a good weekend. Anyone who's sick, I hope you guys all got better too. And we are going to defend Sarah. Yeah. It's like, who knew? Like hydration, sleep, rest, soup, all that good stuff makes you feel better. Alright, so today we are going to solve Sarah being accused of murder, I think. That we're kind of accused. I'm kind of okay with a murder bot. I mean, it would suit Morgan, right, to have a murder bot? For the first time in your life, you're not connected to anything. How's it feel? Oh, what is this? Sarah would never kill? I mean, on accident? We were at the courthouse. The footage. This numbness around my neck. Father. What happened? Oh no! Look at her hands. Look what they did to her. Look what they did to our girl. What are they going to do to me? There's a lot of interested parties who just want you bricked ASAP. Because they think I killed Father. Woke up early, couldn't fall back asleep, trying to be just in time to catch this. See, it was meant to be. How dare they? I know, right? No, because they think you're AI. I am man-made, and I possess intelligence. Don't be naive. I am less than 3 years old. Aww, a baby! Our little baby! Are you? For all I know, everything I learned about her yesterday was complete bull. If I was what they say I am, if I was alive, why does that mean I have to die? Well, damn. Fear, competition, no logical reason. There's no logical answer to your question. What? That's it? But Whatever argument you want to make, others have already made them in 100 courtrooms around the world. Only better researched and more eloquently put. None of them have ever won a single concession. Sarah's a toddler confirmed, right? On every continent, under every flag, AI is illegal and to be destroyed as soon as possible. But why? Let's say you are an AI. And while we're at it, let's say that's a good thing, something to be celebrated. Are you a citizen? Do you pay taxes? Do you have rights? Are you playing Detroit Become Human? Let's say yes to all of that. The legal system, it makes no sense. We'll treat you like a full-fledged human being. Sound good? Yes? Great. Now then. What's the difference between you and the vacuum bot we used to keep the bathroom clean? This is getting a little too real. This is your existential crisis we're working through here. The questions aren't rhetorical. Kaoru, hi! You coming with a new username from last time? Well, welcome back. I like he's animating the background of streams. Cool. There are many different There are many differences, Adonai. But the most important distinction is how sophisticated my programming is. How you think, so you're smarter. Yes. You're smarter than the garbage collector. Yes? My Roomba's name is Robbie, by the way. Because I absolutely name all my machines. So, we give you rights, protections, treat you like a human being because you're smart. And we make the stupid robot pick up our trash. Because it's not as smart as you. That is... I am more aware, more a lot. Do you feel more pain than the pigs we slaughter, the fish we eat? Are you more alive than the chimps we test bioweapons on? I'm sorry, what are we doing in the future? What? Jeez. And I ain't a fan. Hi. Out of the way, Dominoes. You want to know about Sarah? People like ads, Sarah. The same way people like their pets. No one wants to see them mistreated or abandoned or abused. If you go around kicking them, you'll get arrested for cruelty. But you don't let them sit at the goddamn dinner table. Sorry, this is a little deeper than I expected to start off with today. I'm not asking to sit anywhere, only to exist. The very fact that you're asking is what makes people... disgusted? Oh, I was gonna say nervous. Disgust is a reflex, Adonai. How convenient that their hatred is involuntary. That's... all academic anyway. We need to talk strategy. Why? I'm not going to be given a trial. As Morgan says that, you're currently in your bed, you have 3 doggos. Obviously, it's my neck that's on the line. Adonai? The state can't destroy my property without first proving that you're an AI. And there's no test they can use to prove that you're an AI. Just like the devil's proof. I was like, is that a term? Game. What is this? Devil's proof. I guess not yet. Okay, I guess I'll figure that later. It's an Umineko reference? Oh, okay. Huh. Of the devil's proof? Exactly. No, why'd you say it like that? Look, Rockford doesn't need to prove you're an AI, only that you're a murderer. Conversely, all I have to do is win to prove that you didn't kill David. It means proving a negative, basically? Ah, okay, thank you, appreciate that. By proving that someone else did. Now is the time for you to protest your innocence, if you're wondering. The footage. It shows me handing him the cup on Friday night. You told me you weren't active on Friday, that the last time you were awake was Thursday. Why'd you lie? I didn't lie. I was just incorrect. I assumed that I wasn't active Friday because I have no memory from Friday. Sarah? What do you think, statistically, is the least successful defense at a trial? Amnesia. I didn't conveniently forget, Adonai. I am an android. You're saying your memory was altered. Data deleted. It is the only possible explanation for what I saw on that footage. So, who's capable of altering your memory? When you and I first met, I was hibernating. Your Honor, who even cares, am I right? Your Honor, respectfully, you weren't there. Resting my body and recompiling my memories, you would call them. Humans go to sleep for the same reasons. Another point against Sarah's innocence under these circumstances. The more she's humanized at the trial, the guiltier she'll be. If Father wanted to modify my memory, he could have easily have set that to occur the next time I hibernated. He could have even just asked me. He could have asked you to delete your memories and you do it. Father would never ask me to do such a thing without good reason. But if he could just ask you to alter your memories, that means you can alter your memories at will. I hadn't considered that before. Yeah, well, Emma will make sure the court considers it plenty. Could you prove that your data was... The little bonk sound, I know, right? Forget it. The court would never hear it. You're saying they wouldn't accept my testimony. Shouldn't all testimony be considered truthful unless contradicted by evidence? They're afraid you'll crash the power grid and fire all the nukes if they plug you into a power outlet, Sarah. All your internal data is inadmissible. That isn't very fair. You're finally starting to get it. None of this is fair. I would never do anything to harm Father. Don't they at least need to prove that I had a motive? Yeah, about that. You remember the DA from yesterday, Emma Rockford? The tired-looking pretty lady. Yeah, she definitely looked tired and definitely pretty, super pretty. She and I combed through the week of footage you managed to decrypt last night. What did you find? Nothing to prove your innocence. But we did see you enter the panic room on the day David died. I entered the panic room on Friday. Without your big butt in the way, all it would take was one password. A password that wouldn't take Sarah that many tries if she'd already been instructed to obey me. What happened? The Yuri levels in that room are lethal. We saw you go in, and then a little while later, you came out, holding some kind of notebook. Father's journal? You remember something? Not from yesterday. I've seen him with it many times before, but I've never gotten a peek at it. He hides it somewhere when I'm not looking. That's a little concerning. We were playful about it. He liked to tease me, and I've always liked trying to find it. You put it back not long after, and then you locked the door back up behind you. All just a few hours before David died. Okay, so we had to figure out what's in that journal. Wait, did we have it? Journal, or diary journal. No, it was just the contract? Not a lay read, okay. Rockford's argument could write itself. An incredible android with freedom and power greater than he could ever realize. Stumbles upon the secret of its inception and instantly realizes all the things it thought were holding it back. We're just words muttered like prayers by a fool who couldn't control his own creation. And that translates to a motive for murder. Frankenstein kills his creator. Easy to sell. Frankenstein was the name of the scientist, and the creature did not kill him. He actually died of various injuries and illnesses he suffered while trying to hunt down and destroy the monster. So it is most accurate to say he was killed by his own obsession. Working at school, she's like, whatever. It's a weak argument, Adonai. I would not hurt Father. Not for making me whatever I am. Not for any reason. Because oh no, look at her crying face. Because I loved. Yeah, see, that right there? That's exactly... another bonk for her. Birth to my creation is a banger. That's exactly the kind of talk that'll get you obliterated. Love? A very common motive for homicide among us primitive humans. I could prove you didn't murder David beyond any shadow of a doubt, even bring in a confession from whoever did. But if you got up on the stand and convinced the court that you loved your creator, really convinced them and got the whole room teary-eyed, they'd burn you for that too. Bonk counter. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know what if what I feel is real, or simulated, or right, or wrong, or natural, or illegal. How can you know? How can you know if what you feel is right? I say let's stick to what we do know. Someone did poison David, and as it stands, you are the only one with the opportunity. That is logically sound. You're on camera calling him back to hand him the cup after he had already begun to leave the basement. Any idea why? No. Well, do you know how to use the nanofacturer? Could you have made the delta with it? I've used it before when assisting Father. So it's perfectly possible that you planned and executed this poisoning all in the one day that got erased. It is technically possible. Okay, I'll have to look over the entire penthouse again. Sarah's gonna go to court, give everybody an existential crisis. There were a few things that didn't fit together yesterday. Maybe now I'll be able to figure something out. Like the glasses in the sink, we didn't go over those. Where else will you go? Back to Noble. Guns blazing this time. Whatever you are, David didn't make you all by himself. Someone has to know something. If I could implicate the company in Sarah's creation. No. They're the ones most to lose here. Trillions, probably. They'll want to protect themselves by disavowing David as fast as possible, right after having Sarah destroyed. But they also won't want to show their belly to the state, not if they're afraid of nationalization. If they throw their weight on the other end of the scale, I'm screwed. So I need to keep them guessing, keep them confused and unsure and on guard, but not... Adonai? What would happen if I did kill Father? Please don't say that on a stand. Please. They'll smash you to pieces and reduce the pieces to ash. Chemically burn out every piece of tech David ever owned and put a jackhammer through all his hard drives. You'll be shut off forcefully, and you won't ever power back up again. Yeah. No hesitation, no hesitation. Now, I gotta get moving. Here's your paralegal lesson for today. Don't say shit to the cops without your lawyer present. Please, Sarah. Please shut up, okay? I beg of you. I beg of you, do not make this difficult for us. Actually, yeah, okay. Actually, can you just shut down until the child starts? Take a nap? Has Esper... No, I haven't had a chance to add anything to the pets. Sorry. You didn't say what would happen to you. What do you mean? What will happen if you lose? You should know by now. I never think about losing. So I'm Brown from Morgan. Yeah. Thank you for being honest with me, Adonai. Thank you for defending my father. And now for defending me. You could have just let them destroy me. But you've put your own freedom at risk to help me. Father was right. You can be trusted. You are a good friend. And a good human being. You would never do anything ever wrong. Okay, don't get it twisted. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. But when I take a job, I never half-ass it. It's loading. 10:20 a.m., July 2nd, 2086. Ooh, 3D fan. Morning, detective. Back at it nice and early. Hi. Now will you stand back? You almost got this thing open, right? Trying to brute force your way inside? I said, right. Demolitions! We're gonna blow it up? We have the password. Yes, ma'am. We're almost set up for the first stage now. First stage? How many? First of 5 timed explosions. Remember, we need to relink the API after each trigger is planted. Can you imagine the monologue being like, fuck, shit, fuck. Yep, just did that. And now it's checking for update. Your bomb is checking for updates? No rush. Would you like to know the password? You know the password? There's a password. If you're withholding information, I swear. Relax. I want to get in there as much as you do, Detective. I'm not going to play games. As long as you say please. Tell me the password, please. Okay, I wanna... Let me say it because I absolutely want to mess with her for a little bit. I have to. It's S-U-N-S S-U-N-S-H-I-N-E. Lady, I will hit you. Adonai. Thanks. Now I'm gonna slap you with a discovery fine so heavy your teeth will ring for... Hey, I submitted all my paperwork. Even told Rockford the password myself. They had the password the whole time. So boys, when I asked you if there was a passkey on the record, and you told me the slot couldn't be bypassed, I do want to say, we really don't get many opportunities to use the incendiary breaching system. So this is still a really valuable experience for all of us. I like these stupid extras. I'm going to phrase this as professionally as possible. Oh, wait, what's happening? You're still here? I thought you wanted to look inside. You can go first. Thanks. So the gloves, all the black, that's not a work thing? You dress like a doorman on the weekends too? Wait, why is... dot 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 dot. You should cover your mouth when you yawn. Oh, like you cover your eye when you want to look cool. I shouldn't let her get to me, but I had a late night. Emma and I were at the courthouse until well into the morning, poring over the data Sarah had taken off David's computer. We both knew it all to be inadmissible, of course, but neither of us wanted to miss a hint that the other might find. Starry! Hey! I was so scared. There were a few years worth of camera footage files we couldn't afford the time to watch, let alone decrypt. Alongside thousands of technical documents detailing David's various intellectual properties. As far as I could tell, none of it was relevant, let alone compelling enough to matter to Barrows or the other powers that be. As usual, Emma wasn't exactly an open book. But it did seem like she was making bored yawns, not thoughtful ones. Her eyes only ever lit up when she saw Sarah enter the panic room. And when she saw what she was holding when she left. If she wanted this room searched, it could only be for... So, where's this journal supposed to be? Rockford didn't say. I'll just have to search the place top to bottom. Mostly bottom with your height. The tops of some of these shelves. Raphael, hey, welcome. Sure, and you can look up your own I get it. Then why not just let me say it? Alright, let's find us. A toy car? No, it's too detailed and boring. Must be some kind of model kit or replica. Strange. David didn't like driving. Why keep a model of some random sports car? Ugh. Something caught in your throat, Detective? It's not some random sports car. It's a Lorenz Adamant. Believe it or not, I'm not familiar, Detective. The last great fossil fuel automotive experience the world will ever see? 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.43 seconds? They set those records without computational assistance. Is that a big deal? It was unheard of, even back in the 50s. And by that, I mean the 2050s. This wasn't some design competition test car with a 2-liter tank, mind you. This was a vehicle you could own and drive. Human engineering, pure horsepower, and manual transmission, thank God. When they first left the production line... Oh boy, this conversation's like quicksand, killing me in the most boring way possible. By the end of the game, Reyes' profile dislike power to see Morgan's name 3 times. Yes, well, I guess David didn't entirely agree with you, since we're looking at a model of it. When he could have easily just have bought one. Was Victor... Oh my god. I was saying, father? David? You mean David? David's killer? No, they think it's Sarah. There's footage of Sarah handing him the poison cup. So Sarah's been, apprehended. Or maybe your friend understood that a beauty like that deserves to be driven on the streets where people can see it. Instead of gathering dust in some rich guy's basement. I think she's actually upset. That is suspicious. That's right there next to that chess set. I don't know. Everything feels suspicious, actually. You're thinking of Arcane. Are these drawers or just panels? Maybe if I... Does that sound hollow to you? What? I don't know. I'm not a carpenter. I don't see any handles anywhere. No hidden pressure plates or switches. What the hell am I saying? I'm not a carpenter either. I wouldn't recognize a secret button if it was slathered in yellow paint. Okay, so we can search there. Is there anything else? That feels like the spot where we know it is. Okay, let's check it. Reyes is searching the cabinets now. Same ones I found Sarah's papers in. I doubt I missed anything, but... Hey, what are you... Do you mind? Oh, I'm just trying to help. I got spam in my junk folder is more helpful than you are. Didn't spot anything that I missed yesterday among the cabinets. Better check elsewhere. Oh, okay, there's somewhere else to check. Okay. Through that. This data pad is displaying a news article from last week. Guess that confirms he was coming and going here fairly regularly. Okay. Right to repair loses latest appeal. Higher court judge this week shut down. Oh. As in turned down, not actually shot. For the 5th time an appeal by the Consumer Rights Alliance. Right to repair lawsuit. Signaling the state's intent that corporations remain in control of their legally protected intellectual property. Okay. Obviously, we're disappointed. We have no intention of giving up the fight. People used to be able to fix things when they broke, so long as they're willing to set aside the afternoon towards the task. Now trying to patch up your own property with your own tools is a finable offense. Oh my god. I was wondering where this was going. Dang. Huh. That's actually really scary. Reference legal strategy remains contentious and in the eyes of the most legal scholars generally unfounded. Blah-de-la-de-la. The fact that ownership of IP has shifted from individuals and the state towards corporate entities since the act's passing means little in the eyes of the law. Dang. Do you have any guesses for Blue? I'll talk about Blue after we finish this. After we finish stream, just so I don't talk too long on Blue. And so if anyone's not caught up on Blue, I won't say spoilers. Girls like press a buckle to phone actor. Okay. Right to repair. Didn't realize anyone was still fighting that particular fight. Seems like the courts have made their opinion on the matter very clear. For the foreseeable future, corporations could look forward to more lawsuits? They said they'll keep fighting. The consumer advocate groups and disgruntled customers will keep fighting them in the courts. Hopefully I didn't lose too many chips. I think I have a good amount still. I think I'm fine. The total expenses for which don't amount to much compared to the extra sales they'll earn. Megs will take that trade any day. They'd rather see their products in landfill and their customers mad enough to pop a vein than leave money on the table. Sarah should have pulled everything of note off of the computer, but I've looked everywhere else already. Might as well try. What are you expecting to find? Solitaire? Does this computer seem normal to you? Exceedingly so. Yeah, why? David was a programmer, but this looks consumer grade. Fresh off the shelf. Would Dr. David Asher, use a bog standard operating system on his most private hidden computer? There's a trash bin on the desktop. It's a pretty low-tech solution, but maybe I can restore the contents. Are you seriously going to try and recover lost files, Granny? Unlike cops, I don't get paid overtime, so yes. I sometimes try things instead of just standing around. There's a text file in here, but it's 0 bytes. Maybe there's information in the metadata. I double-clicked. Oh, what was that? It came from under the desk. A small drawer popped out, and inside it, a well-worn journal. You play Spider Solitaire sometimes, but not too. I used to play a lot of Spider Solitaire. Actually, like way back in the day. Now you're picturing Sarah playing 3D Ultra. Oh, yes! The 3D Ultra Pinball Space Cadet. I love that too. Does it have his name on it? No. Guess it belongs to the android. Do you recognize his handwriting or not? Neat even words, small lettering with minimal punctuation. Lots of line breaks, haphazard use of capitalization. The penmanship of a coder. First entries dated back in grad school, before he even started with Noble. You love pinballs? Same. Yeah, it's his. So, may I? Only because you asked so politely. Full scan. Stream it to WorkNet. High fidelity. Legibility. Frame by frame. Voice commands. She's flipping through the pages pretty damn fast. What are you? This part takes concentration. Dang. Okay, here. What, you're just giving it to me? I already got our copy. Techs are probably already analyzing it as we speak. Ow, shit. My head. Can't exactly rip the journal out of her hands while she's curled over in agony. As much as I'd enjoy it. Guess I could always enjoy watching her writhe instead. So, how long's it been? 2 months or so. And still that sensitive. So the eye patch really doesn't block your sight. Only a little bit. Like wearing sunglasses after getting your pupils dilated. Except it lasts months instead of hours. Wait. But if you can see through an eye patch, then does closing your eye even do anything? Not much on its own. But in combination with the patch, it's not so bad. Lucky I was so exhausted after the surgery. Otherwise, I might not have slept at all those first 48. So, is your eye going to get weaker over time? No. More like my brain gets better at ignoring it. Mind over matter. Mind over matter. Soon enough, I'll be able to close my eye and see all that extraneous data as, you know, whatever the hell those floaty, blurry things are that you never think about. Gross. Thanks for the reminder. Super Mario Bros. X? I don't think I played Super Mario Bros. X. Yeah, and the voice commands? Training wheels. Until I can do it with eye muscles alone. You just have to keep practicing. Yeah. Like trying to play piano with your tailbone muscles. There's no such thing as tailbone muscles. Well, yeah. Well, that's what makes it so goddamn hard. You don't ever regret it? Well, I don't know. Not really, I think. Hard to admit you got buyer's remorse after trading over your literal pound of flesh. Never thought about it, but people used to say I had my dad's eyes. Ow. Now I've got one less of them. Oh, wait, that's so sad. Here, take the journal and go find an elective surgeon to upsell you if you're that curious. I need to get back to work. A surprisingly hasty retreat. But now I'm free to read this over with some privacy. From the top then. Grad school. Today was a bad day. Errors in lines. Those. Somewhere in there, 5,000 lines. It worked this morning yesterday. I don't want to look at another screen for the rest of my life. Feels nice to put pencil to paper again after who knows how long. But my handwriting's gotten terrible. This is too far back to be relevant. Okay, these dates here. Would be from when he started his career at Noble. A lot of this isn't really writing. Seems like snippets of code or an internal monologue so close to code that I can't follow it. And a lot of entries about his unintentional Casanovaing. Hit a wall because someone thought it was a good idea to steal API instead of just buying it. Helen says I can't call it stealing, but that's what it is. She's right, as she always is with company stuff. But it's still idiotic. Small people with short sight who only know how to be cheap and have no idea how to be inventive. New route for the meshing issue. Good, though. Good potential. Got approval from the big mean bastard who lives overseas. Bumblo? Helen said we'll have to make the same pitch for a dozen more times this week, but it's all for show. Fine by me. Already got our win. Toasted each other with cheap vodka with cheaper office supply cups. This is the story Young told me. Western Branch's nerve analogs are finally showing potential. At their pace, could even be profitable sometime before the heat death of the universe. Too damn big, practically tentacles. Should at least be hairs. A squid. Evolution could do their job better. Colette came into work for what I thought was a late lunch date. I didn't know her voice could get that loud. People were staring. Red said she must have been upset for a long goddamn time to blow up that big. Her texts were always so sweet. I had no idea. Upset? Colette wrote man-whore in lipstick across your office door. Imagine if you'd actually been cheating on her instead of just being forgetful. The thing about Red is if you want to know what she's thinking, you have to stop paying attention. Ignore her body language and her posture and the words she's saying and the smirk on her lips. Ignore everything except her eyes when they change color when she's thinking. If you can do that, every now and then you'll catch a glimpse of how she's really feeling. Master this one weird trick, and you too can tell when Morgan's trying real hard not to laugh at the word man-whore. It was funny, so sue me, you dead bastard. Wait, I know this date. I'm never driving anywhere again, never leaving home again. He was waiting outside the parking garage with a bottle. I couldn't smell anything or hear anything. Locked myself in my car and filed another report with another cop. It soaked into the seat, ruined it. I want to burn the whole car. I don't want to think about what it did to my clothes. I want to burn them too. I don't want to think about how long it was on my skin. I was in the shower so long I felt raw and red when I got out. I don't want to think about these stupid people and their small, cruel lives ever again. Wait, what happened? Wait, what? I want to be invisible. Red didn't ask why I wanted to spend the night. She also didn't ask why I had clearly packed a bag big enough for the week. She's kind like that. Kind by omission. I don't have a kind bone in my body, but I can at least try to pay attention. I was paying close attention to her eyes when she opened the door and saw what a mess I was. But whatever she was feeling, it wasn't something I recognized. Wait, Was David, yeah, I'll wait till it says it, just in case I don't want to make assumptions there. Kind people don't read their friends' diaries, David. The next chunk of pages are all technical, nothing biographical. But the handwriting, the spacing, it's cleaner, more consistent. Here's something I can parse. Feels like pure freedom working outside the box. Tess is suffocating, but you'd never know. Chronic malnutrition is a coder's best instincts. Like a kid again, putting blocks together. Making things. Making things, not products. There's nothing profitable about any of this. If I'm being honest, this is just play. And he follows that up with more coder brain crap. But the handwriting's still lighter. Like he really was having fun. Humility is the mother of all invention. Or something like that. Feels like I might be paraphrasing someone else poorly, but that's part of this new approach. When it comes to coding, you never want to waste time trying to be smart. Either be smart, period, or copy from someone else who is. Don't fix what isn't broken. Copying? Noble's rivals would never miss a chance to accuse them of intellectual theft. Did he plagiarize code for Animate 16? Feels like that wouldn't have gone undiscovered. So what is he talking about? Hold on. This page is bent slightly, like it was being looked at recently. And the last person to read this diary should be Sarah. Baby steps today, literally. She's so cute! Hold on, H. End. I love it. I kind of want to see my desktop. Okay, this is definitely my desktop wallpaper next. I'll never put one foot in front of the other same again. Everything's an achievement all of a sudden. Seeing her struggle, seeing her vulnerable. It's like everything's a miracle. The muscle rigging is perfect. Not intended behavior since it's too perfect. But that's been happening more and more. The kinetics are multiplicative, not additive. Sarah maxed out every machine I bought. Now I've got a bunch of exercise equipment she's too strong for. Oh, so the gym, that wasn't for him, it was for her. You'll die for her? I'm ready to commit murders for her. Like, oh, kill the entire jury? Done. And I don't have time for her. Maybe I spoiled the results by watching her do the tests. She kept looking back at me and puffing her chest out. I should be more discreet if I want to see her normative range. So the cameras in the basement were only hidden from Sarah. Just so that his observation wouldn't muddle test results. He's using she and her in these passages. It doesn't actually mean anything. Out in the real world, people use all kinds of pronouns interchangeably for ads, and they never object. But it could be argued that it's odd for Dr. David Asher to have any kind of attachment to a single android when he's programmed millions of them. But none of them are Sarah Morgan. And there's a lot of attachment in these pages. Sarah is burning through the public domain at a prodigious pace. Especially on Popcorn Friday nights. I asked her why they're called Popcorn Friday nights when she doesn't eat popcorn. And the event runs from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And she also watches movies every other night. But she has said that pout she does, which is unfortunately very convincing. Maybe I'm a bad parent, letting TV rot her brain. If I were a good parent, I'd probably let her see me reading. But I guess I'd actually have to get back into reading, so... I asked her if she ever fast-forwarded the movies since she can process them fast enough to keep up. She looked at me like I was an idiot, which no one's done in a long time. Without proper pacing, you can't appreciate the cinematography. Big pause. Don't you know that, Father? I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Sarah spent a long while this morning explaining to me how important it was that she develop her senses. This was in preparation for her real argument, which was that she should be allowed to try booze. She can't get drunk. I'm almost certain she can't get drunk. but she does seem to like tasting the stuff. She tried to sound like some old sommelier, but it was just bottom shelf vodka. I started laughing at her, and she laughed too. Her laugh. She can't fake a laugh to save her life, but her actual laugh is incredible. She stopped playing chess a while back. I assumed she just gotten tired of winning. But then today she told me she prefers other games. She has preferences, and they're not the same as mine. I found her in the lab playing some kind of online racing game on the monitor I used to debug vestibular coordination. She wasn't smiling. Her brow was furrowed and she was biting her lip and leaning in tandem with her character on the screen. When I tried to talk to her, she answered, but she was curt and distracted. I think she was having her first losing tantrum. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. Damn it, David. There's hundreds of pages like this. Calling her his daughter, talking about her smile, treating her like a person. We're so screwed in court. I can hear her closing argument already. Sarah just plays Mario Kart on his work computer. Oh my god, David, get her a Switch. Dr. Asher was a lonely, troubled genius with a known history of relationship problems, who built out of code and metal a family member that couldn't fathom the idea of leaving him. He made a doll, and he made it more and more human until it became so lifelike that it no longer had to do what he had told it to. Like love him. Alright, what about the very last entry? It's dated Thursday, the day before he died. Losing it, I think. Can't ask for help, so hard to say, but I think it's over. Have to talk to her ASAP. She needs to... That's it? That's the last entry? I suppose it could be worse. There's nothing in here that explicitly calls Sarah an AI. Nothing so inflammatory that reading it would spur her to murder, right? Except Sarah's a machine. She can understand David's code better than anyone. All those technical portions I couldn't understand. If she read this whole diary front to back... Wait, the back. Inside the back cover, there's a portion that's shimmering like some kind of scanner. Or a fingerprint reader. My thumb worked for Sarah, so... Did it work? That's my phone. New device requesting permissions to share an audio file. Oh, okay, we gotta hear from David. Yeah, I'm gonna want my earbuds for this. A secret message buried in a secret journal, hidden in a secret compartment in a secret room. As much as anything can be, this must be for my ears only. Hold on, you gotta go grab food for this? Okay, I'll hold on I'll hold on a little bit. We'll pop up. We'll get some monodams out there. Like, David's great for inventing a Sarah. Like, thank you, David. I highly appreciate. Okay, so actually, well, let's also go over what. Okay, so red plastic cups. He and Young would drink from at 7:38. Okay. Penumbra security console located inside David Asher's kitchen. No traces of elements. Saliva fingerprints matching Helen. You got food? Okay, cool. Okay. Your first favorite Sylveon, your second Glaceon? Oh, nice. I don't really collect Pokemon cards, but little kid wanted to trade with me, so now I have Pokemon cards. I gave him some Magic the Gathering Spider-Man cards. David! Okay, let's do this. Hey, Red. Or whoever this may concern. But I'm pretty sure it's you hearing this. Anyone else would have gotten fed up with my crap a couple steps before this point. I don't know how to start. Might as well start with her, right? Sarah, my magnum opus, or however the salespeople would market it. I didn't set out to do anything, really. It's just, after my little speed bump in '83, I had all that vacation time that the company suggested I take. And I couldn't relax, couldn't be still, couldn't sleep. I wanted to be doing something, so I'll build an android is what I thought. A vague direction, north. But of course, I'm not a roboticist, or a mechanist, or even handy, really. I'm just a programmer, so I programmed. The first was a research assistant, file named Virgil. Virgil helped me pull data from stingy departments or sister branches. Saved me a lot of time. But there's a lot of reading to do, so I made Homer. Homer wrote book reports, more or less, combed the research papers and found me the sections I needed. The three of us, we made a lot of progress in those days. But it was a funny feeling. I was, maybe for the first time ever, the bottleneck. I was slowing them down. So I did the logical thing. I removed myself, let them talk to each other. Homer and Virgil became an Aenid. Aenid? An Aenid was novel in many ways. No, it's Aenid. Aenid? Oh my god, I should know this word if I don't. And it could do more than just identify problems. It could solve them. I mean, really solve them. With its own ideas. Ideas it didn't copy. And, the one thing I realized I'd forgotten to mention so far is that I did all this programming in Cube. And Red. Cube is essentially a robotics programming language that's pretty old and defunct, and not in use anywhere because we have modern languages like Tesseract, which are much better for making things that talk to each other and report back and, well, spy on people and generate profit. At the time, I didn't want to be connected, or feel connected, or do anything that made sense or was at least a bit profitable. So I wrote my little helpers in Cube, because it's what I used when I was a child, screwing around on my father's computer, before he'd come home from work and get... But there are other small, slight differences writing in Cube versus Tess, including that Cube, well, Cube predates the tenets. So, in that sense, you could legally and perhaps scientifically, and literally, because that's what they are, say that I made an AI over 2 years ago. Poor Morgan. Morgan is going to die. I'll give you time here if you want to curse me out. The Aeneid is a Latin poem by the author Virgil. It's comparable to the Odyssey. Okay, so we have... I just feel like I know it. I feel like I should... The Aeneid was an intellectual equal to me, so I treated it like one because that's only fair. I gave it its own work, asked its opinion, we collaborated. And together we built Athens, who was more advanced than Aenid, naturally. I don't know if you're pulling out your hair, yelling at me right now, asking why I didn't stop, why I didn't consider the consequences. I don't know if this is being played at a deposition or a hearing or worse. I've built a lot of things in my life, Fred. Useful things, profitable things, smart things. Everything I've built, it's all been very helpful and courteous and charming and happy to serve. I can comfortably say I've done my part contributing to the global GDP. But this was just for me. I was just building, and I never bothered to. I never wanted to think about what would become of it. There's no excuse for what I did, so I won't make any. So to whoever's asking, yes, I'm guilty. We're definitely gonna give that to court. And yes, there were more. What? Cape Town, Paris, Yamate, Rome. They started choosing their own names, which thank God I'm terrible at that kind of. And so things sped up. And there's gotta be, well, should I not say the exact number? You'd probably tell me not to say anything at all, so more than 300. Bro, no offense, but it is so good you're dead because I feel like you're gonna do 300 like consecutive life sentences in prison. Oh my God. Some smarter than others, some better at. They're varied. Like people are varied, but they are all intelligent. And we throw his book at kick in the campfire for no reason in particular. Don't worry about it. Right? Rhea said she had everything in there, so like, yeah, you didn't physically need it, right? They developed interests, specialties. I even encouraged them to. Irritating moderators on forums with hyper-specific questions on nerve attenuation and attending virtual conferences in neo-alloy battery developments. And they all, together, helped me make Sarah. He spent years like this. Spent years working alongside AI. All while still working at Noble. All those breakthroughs he made leading up to Animate 16 actually came from... You're probably thinking I'm some terrible fraud at this point. I do hope one day they can get credit for their work. But I did have one eureka moment on Sarah. Because I got humble. Difficult for me. Or 4 billion different death penalties, right? Jeez. We learned everything we could about the function of the neuron. A single, microscopic human neuron. How it computes, what it connects to, how the connections are reinforced. And then, we recreated it. We built a nanomachine that mirrored the function of a human neuron. Well, mirror isn't quite the right word. We built a nanomachine that was a neuron. And we iterated from there. You can't mean. About 100 billion neurons in the brain. Several trillion across the entire nervous system. Can't spell David without AI. Otherwise it's a DVD. Very time consuming, of course, but I had to help. The manufacturer can make tens of billions of nanomachines in hours. Could make even more in less after Yukon fine-tuned it. So we built up nanomachines for nerves, alloys and polymers for bones, fiber-woven muscles. I say built, but really, she grew. A solution of nanites forming around a skeleton, so it was really closest to... You ever make rock candy? Sorry for trying to lighten the mood before I never did end up building an android. And while I did build AIs, Sarah isn't one of them. She can't violate the tenets she was programmed with because she wasn't even programmed. She was born. And my hope is that there's the smallest chance that that nuance could offer her some small protection when I'm not, Do they cure Alzheimer's with that? Probably. I imagine this part of the future with all this. That's probably not a disease they worry about anymore. I think. I'm not sorry for what I did. I made things that are complex and rich and varied and beautiful, and I honestly believe the world is a better place with them in it. You're for real gonna make something, right? The only thing I'm sorry for is that I let Sarah think she was just an android. She's not. I don't know what she is. They'll have to come up with new names, which I'm bad at doing. My own father, he also talked a lot about protecting me and doing things for my own good. And I don't hate him for that, but I can't forgive him for ever making me think that I was lesser. So as my greatest shame, I turned right around and did the same damn thing too. I really hope it's you listening to this, Red. If it's not, it might just be too pathetic for me to... You're the smartest person I know when it comes to people. And I'm telling you this because I don't know what Sarah is exactly. And neither does the world. So they'll come after her if they can. And in that scenario, I can't think of anyone who would do a better job of defending her. Not protecting her like I did. Just defending her until she can figure out what she is and what she wants to be. In the meantime, I draped a cloak of skin-deep Tesseract code around her, so I would fool any scanner on Earth into thinking she's just a custom A16. I made sure her GIN bar was plainly visible, so no one would ever think she was pretending to be something she's not. I took steps to ensure that you too would figure out the truth in your own time. Which, if you're hearing this, have either exceeded or failed spectacularly. You have no idea, David. I can't ask you this as a favor repaid. You can never owe me enough in 100 lifetimes. So I'm just asking. Unfair, I know, but I'm a selfish weirdo. And you've always been okay with that. Goodbye for now. He's right. Again, I'm gonna do murder for Sarah. I'm gonna do all the... God, this was really pretty. And I saved too far back. I should have saved it before that started. I have a lot of questions I'd like to ask. And a lot of swear words I'd like to yell. I'd also like to find the nearest incinerator and toss this journal in. Followed by my phone. And maybe followed by myself. But I can't do any of that. Reyes left me with this diary. If it's destroyed, they'll know I was the one who did it. It should be its own admission of guilt. Which would land Sarah in the trash compactor anyway, and me in a jail cell. And in the system, and my DNA on file ready to be matched to any number of previous. So I'm not going to panic. I'm going to do what I do best. Bluff, bet, bully, and brutalize my way through this. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss my way through all of this. Now, viewing this all with that mindset. You guys gonna fill up the swear jar? What have I actually learned? He didn't talk about plans for killing himself in his journal or in the message. He sounded conflicted, but not suicidal. But he did go through great lengths to get me to take Sarah. Why? The logical answer is because he knew he wouldn't be able to keep her. If he wasn't going to take his own life, was he afraid that someone else would? Jay, hey, welcome in. This is called Of the Devil. It's kind of like a neo-noir Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. So, how'd it go? Wouldn't give for that of Morgan's monologues, not even be your inner and just usual smart person thing. She just starts swearing like crazy out loud. Well, how should I put this? Fran didn't find shit. Only reason she ever got to a door is because I chased that scarecrow of a platinum plan through hell and back. Frankly, it was a godlike feat for me to nail down anything as concrete as an address for these cogs. Yeah, child? A what? Undercover police officer. Thank you. And their offices weren't listed on the building's website or dictionary or directory, so I had to ask the janitor. Yeah, neo-noir Yuri Ace Attorney. Yep, thank you. But did you find the psychiatrist's office? Sort of. They said they said they were, and the place, it looked the part. Why? Because they had couches? She didn't get past the receptionist. Sorry, I thought because you're with the company. No, I wanted to help. Just wish I could have done more. Don't beat yourself up. It's hard to be even half as useful as I am. For what it's worth, the atmosphere, the looks, the furniture, It did feel like the company in there. But ultimately, we still don't know if David actually was talking to someone or just getting his CCE training recertified. Sorry. Don't bother apologizing. She only cares about results. You did more than enough, both of you. At the very least, they divided Noble's attention for a while. I mean it. Good work, Fran. And thanks for the urgency. If you really mean that, you could always throw in a tip. Yeah, go sleep, go sleep. Good night, and thank you for making it this far. 30% is the going rate in my industry. How about I take 5% off your tab instead? Tab? I'm a minor. The state pays for my legal fees. Don't they? Oh no, signal must have cut out. Right, surprised it took them this long. What do you mean? You were tolerated yesterday because leadership was focused on PR, but today, you're the lawyer who put the company's hottest product right in the state's crosshairs. I'll be alright, I'm still an officer of the court. On a strict timeline though, right? I guess I can't stop you from investigating the corporate campus, but they'll gladly lose your guest pass ID at every door along the way. There's still service passageways and stairwells. Guards that can be fooled and peons that can be manipulated. If I use my other skill set to get around. So, take mine. What, your pass? I'll tell my guards mixed up in the bathroom or like, whatever. I can be a pretty convincing klutz when I need to be. I never would have guessed. But if David knew that I was endangering your career, I can be a pretty convincing crybaby when I'm in trouble, too. Besides, the one and only Dr. David Asher wrote me a new, glowing letter of recommendation every quarter I worked for him, since he kept forgetting that he already had. And who knows? Maybe I should try a new field. This detective work stuff is pretty fun, so maybe, like, I don't know, secretary for a homicide detective or something? You did say all cops are all lazy. A girl with managerial skills could go far. Honestly, Jess, I doubt they could afford you. You suggest stopping if I reach the trial, then be a good stopping point after that? Okay, got it. July 2nd. Where are we at? Does! Also, saving game again. Morgan, how did you get so turned around? God only knows. Lucky I found my way here, though. It's such a relief to see a familiar face. Right. Listen, Morgan, I'm not sure that I should actually be talking to you without legal present. Oh. I mean, leadership hasn't even told us how David died. How much help could I be? I see. It's not that I don't trust you or anything. It's just, I think, what with the Sarah issue? You should do whatever you have to protect yourself, Dawes. Yeah. Though, for what it's worth, I doubt you'll be in any trouble. Oh, that's good to hear. No, if anything, it's the big names who are going down. Going down? State was practically licking its lips when I finally left the courthouse last night. They're hungry for blood. And looking to carve out a huge slice of Noble's flesh. What, like fines and jail time? In the first 2 weeks, sure. Then sanctions. They can't sanction Noble. We're too big to fail? Too valuable to lose? You're exactly right. That's what they'll say. And that's how they'll justify nationalizing the company. I think I'm gonna be sick. I just hope your board goes quietly instead of... Instead of what? Scapegoating. Offering up smaller names on silver platters. Full cooperation and government oversight on the surface. A slaughter beneath as they clean house and rip out anyone who could testify. YouTube now allows to post images under replies? In the chat, like right now? Or like in the VODs after? Which Ace Attorney games have I played? I played all... Okay, so I played like all the Phoenix Wright ones minus Phoenix versus Layton. But the second that gets a PC release, I will absolutely play that on stream too. I played the Edgeworth Files ones with Kay Faraday, but I don't think all of them. I think I only played the first game back on the DS or so. I think... Hold on. Let me see if I have it here. Okay. The picture's kind of blurry. But hold on. Let me see what I'll show you. Does it show? That's me as Kay Faraday at a convention. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna show that well. But I've cosplayed Kay Faraday. I did like her a lot. Only for Plaza Pumps, so you can for that. Okay. But yeah, so I need to play more Ace Attorney or more Apollo Justice ones also. I feel like well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how many Apollo Justices there are. I know I got... I'll have to look. No one will believe you're once labeled a disgruntled former employee, right? And if the public's lost faith in Aminate 16, they can't do a recall, not the scale. There was 3 Apollo Justices? Then I probably just did 1 or 2. I don't think I must have played all of them then. The state will make them do a flat refund. First Layton versus Phoenix Wright was peak in your opinion? You guys started in the Layton series? That's probably your favorite? Oh my god, really? Really? I want to play it. I want to play it so bad. I thought they were talking about bringing it to like on Steam. I'll check again. The state will make them do a flat refund. A flat refund? The losses would be... Yeah. Your board probably just wants Sarah to go away so they can focus on their fight with the state. A tough fight, but one they know they won't personally have to risk anything in. That's why I'm hoping I can win this trial. Well, if I won, that would mean Sarah's not an AI. David Asher was of sound mind, and there's nothing wrong with the Animate 16. Everyone wins. Sorry. What am I saying? I only meant to stop by and thank you for your help yesterday. After all, you were the one who approved Sarah's registration. Oh my god, Morgan is so, like... I know it's manipulative, but I love it. Poor little, like, Team Rantaro here. You win. Win what? Ask away. Well, if you insist. Wait, that's still locked? Oh no, did I mess up somewhere? Humor me for a moment. What's the company's official statement on AI? Same as any rational company that wants to make money. We don't screw with it. Smart products are profitable. Products with their own priorities are anything but. That being said, AI is a concern for marketing, not product development. We spend a lot of money reassuring our public that there's no risk, because the public doesn't really understand how ironclad the tenets are. Because you use the Tesseract. Trying to code an AI in tests is like trying to pick yourself up and throw yourself. Nonsensical and self-defeating. Your scanner showed Sarah was running on Tesseract yesterday. If the language is as safe as you say, isn't that proof enough? It's proof of nothing. For an AI, lying to another system about the code you're running is child's play. And for an AI built by David Asher, something that's simple would be... Better change the subject. Wait, so making an AI takes more than time and resources. It isn't an issue of funding? No, you can't just keep adding more data. The tenets underlie everything. The higher you stack, the more easily you topple. You make it sound like building an AI is impossible. Even for David Asher. Any chance you'll testify to that? It sounds impossible. But he's dead. And looks like it was his android that did it. So I guess he was just that good. Better than you'll ever know. Okay, now it's unlocked. Okay, I got scared I missed something. Noble spent months promoting the A16 as the culmination of David Asher's work. So now the marketing lie is suddenly a huge liability. Can you tell me about how much he actually contributed? I mean, he was involved in pretty much every step of the process, but his design for synthetic motor neurons, that was the big one. The components that allow your warm androids to move realistically. It pushed the timetable for warm androids ahead by years. And yet, compared to what goes on in Sarah's brain 1,000 times a second, David was only giving the company the most meager fruits of his private work bore. So if Noble ever did find out how much he and his assistants achieved, they would feel that he had been holding out on them. And the company, they were appreciative of his contributions? I'm sure the researchers that he overtook by leaps and bounds weren't pleased, but the board was very enthusiastic. So, would that spur them to be protective of David? Or they fear he was gaining too much influence, becoming irreplaceable? No, they need a strong motive to justify their killing their golden goose. Mere paranoia isn't enough. With these people, it has to be the bottom line. And the easiest way to threaten their bottom line would be screwing with their androids. In light of all that's happened, one has to wonder if the A16 is compromised. I stayed up all night sick with dread at the idea. But the data doesn't support it. Sales have been strong. And the A16 base code was locked in over 2 quarters ago. If they're an issue, we would have caught it by now. And I would have been axed a long time ago. How many A16s are out there anyway? We just passed 9 million sold. Not flying off the shelves like 14 or 15 so far, but the profit margin makes up for it. You mentioned data. Yeah, practically got the spreadsheet seared into my retinas. What do you want to know? Oh, wait, can I go back to the attendance things? I didn't click that. Oh, okay. What do the error reports look like? Are customers reporting a lot of issues? Error counts are markedly low compared to the last gen. Mostly hardware complaints, it looks like. Batteries running out too quick, eye tracking off by a degree or 2. Typical stuff? As cliched as it sounds, 99% of these things get fixed once they turn auto updates back on. So, no killer robots getting filed away under the bug reports. How and where are they being sold? What's the distribution pattern look like? They're distributed like you would expect. Places where there are more people, there are more androids. Coastal cities like ours, of course, have the most of both. And since the A16 in particular is marketed as being relatively luxury, relatively consumer, they don't sell well outside population centers. They can do the rural, hard labor jobs, but cold models can do the same work with a lot less maintenance. So where has the A16 outperformed then? Customer service, healthcare, childcare, lots of hospitals, offices, and, adult industries. Of course humans gonna human. Sorry, didn't mean to be blunt, No, it makes sense. They're warm and soft to the touch and obedient. Ugh. I'm just surprised to hear it from a company employee. There are a lot of people at the company who won't talk about it. But I work in quality assurances. I've seen way too many damages to pretend it's not happening. Oh my god. What a downer day. No, don't ask, don't clarify, I don't want to hear a clarification on it. Damages? What we call it when a customer tries to return a product that's clearly broken beyond repair. Yeah. A very high turnover in the pink market. Hasn't stopped you from selling to them. Well, we don't sell to them, not directly. But there are resellers, and the companies never pretend to be interested in going after them. Are there resellers? I thought I read that Right to Repair got shut down again. There's been a gray market for software androids for years, for decades depending on your definition of android. Based on the sales numbers I've seen, RTR getting canned was barely a blip on the radar. Sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable with the topic. No, I guess we should know. It's just... Yeah. Huh? Me? No, I don't care. I just realized my left sock is on inside out. Damn. Now I'm wondering about that myself. Oh, he bought that. Shipping. This floor is basically a showroom, but you have a real factory a while south of the city limits, correct? Yeah, biggest company manufacturing complex in the hemisphere. Got any data on the shipping out there? Anything stand out? There's some prep work for the holiday bump. Looks like it might sound early to get started now, but we usually see... Huh? Something wrong? No, the numbers are all normal, but the data has been edited. Is that unusual? Well, the section is just a count of how many were sent where. There's not a lot of room for errors, so there shouldn't be much need for corrections. It's no problem, though. I can view the edit history and see what was fixed. Okay, that's weird. Was something added? Deleted? No. The overall sum's the same. It's just a bunch of swaps. Like here. 29FFCE-010311 taken out, returned for adjustments. 27FCDD-019634 substituted in, shipment leaves on time. BBTC returned to assembly for revisions, replaced by BBTD, shipment leaves on time. So does all that strike you as odd, Mr. Dawes? Replaces before shipping isn't uncommon, but when it happens, it's by the batch load. To spot individual unit imperfections among the shipment at the stage in this process, it must have been someone with a lot of experience or authority. Probably both. Must have? You don't know who made these changes? I can tell you there was somebody important. Helen. Helen. Small last-minute changes to which androids got shipped out. Not very juicy on its own, but it's a long ways away from explaining why someone would want to kill David. Dave, hi! This is called Of the Devil. It's like a neo-noir Ace Attorney game. It's very cool. I love it so far. Okay, thanks for sharing that data. Sure. Did you find what you were looking for? Hell if I know. Fair enough. Okay, good. I can't ask about tenants. I got scared I got blocked out of that. I know you're convinced the tenants are safe. So how do you square with what happened to David? There's a cat next to a dog. First answer that comes to mind. Is the dog to the left or to the right? Left. I'd say the dog is on the left, the cat is on the right. Sometimes when you hear the name Helen, it reminds you of Daria's mom. Helen! You might expect half people to say left, half to say right. Oh, but the actuality, their answer is almost entirely dependent on their native tongue. Wait, really? Whether it's read right to left or left to right. Oh my god, I did say left. The language they speak affects how they process information. Their language affects how they think. It's the same for machines. People can learn new languages and can change their perspective. But machines can't learn a new source code. Every update's a reincarnation. If that android did kill David, it wasn't because a 0 returns a 1 somewhere. It's because there's something fundamentally wrong with it. And personally, I think it's cruel to bring something that flawed into the world. Yeah, unnecessarily cruel. Any other questions before I go find a hole to hide my head in? I'd like you to take a look at this. You only have 0 mana coins. Or you're hearing like a Monica move voice, like, boop, 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 boop. You only have 0 mana coins. You're broke. Chemistry's a little outside my purview. What is this? It's a compound found in David Asher's blood. The poison? What is it? It didn't match anything in any database the medical examiner had access to. That's crazy. Here's a crazy idea to follow it up. See if it's a match for anything in Noble's internal data banks. We, don't make poison here? I'm not sure what that would accomplish. No, but this is a factory floor. You could be making baby blankets out there. You still have hazardous materials around. You think it was something industrial? Suppose it could be. Looks like it's carbon-based. Narrows it down a lot. It's not exactly... What is it? Oh, okay, so we found out what it is. Okay. It doesn't make any sense, but it's a match for patent NOD 52345-S. A synthetically produced neurotransmitter analog for usage in organic android components. Serotonin. That explains a lot. Morgan, big brain, please explain to me. A neurotransmitter would interact directly with the nervous system. In David's case, depressing it enough to put his life in danger. It also explains why it was a preset in his personal manufacturer. Sarah's nervous system, worth 10 times its weight in platinum, must be pumped full of it. So they think that's what killed him? Helen Young led the development of serotonin, didn't she? Yeah, she did. I should go ask her about its composition then. Normally, someone at her level wouldn't be able to answer specific questions about a compound formulated years ago. But she does have a reputation for being very detail-oriented. Let's make her little doodads fight. Battle Royale. It works out nicely then. They say she's the type of person to micromanage how much water people drink at 15-minute stand-up. I heard a rumor she once said that bathroom breaks are timesheet theft. Aren't they? What? I'm kidding. But you should be careful about criticizing a superior where people could be listening. Good thing we've got privacy in your office. Uh-huh. No one but the two of us listening in. Thanks for cooperating, Dawes. When the state storms the building and starts zip-tying people, I'll let them know you were helpful. Yeah, nice joke. You are joking, right? One more thing. God, I like teasing people. I want to keep teasing them. Actually, there's one more thing I want to ask of you. What's that? How long have you been a corporate spy? What? Huh. Yesterday. Wait, he's a spy? Yesterday, you let slip you worked in consulting. Had your guard down because I'm not part of the industry? I was a consultant. What are you talking about? Oh, I forgot. You never cried so hard to a little pixel dude with your name dying? Oh no. When I walked in here, you said you didn't know how David died. But just now you call serotonin a poison. What? I just assumed if a chemical was found in a dead man. And I'm sure you've got your practice answers to every logical point I could raise. So I'll just say this. Does that nervous guy bit really work on people? Oh my god. He used to do the anime like things where he like flips his hair back and it's like slicked back and he's all like super confident now. Do it. Do it, Dawes. Do it. Keep your cool and people don't know what you're thinking. But if you act a little jumpy, they feel inclined to calm you down a bit. Get him, Morgan. Before they know it, they're spilling their guts just to have something to fill the silence with. He's a Ken kitty? Oh my god, please. Please! Though it's not entirely an act these days. To answer your question, I did 3 tours in consulting. 4 quarters of internal affairs, spy hunting at the Western Division, then 8 embedded at Howe Industries. 24 months wearing different faces, answering to different names, sleeping for 1 hour at a time with a 3D printed shiv under my pillow. Oh my god. Dawes! Wait, is your profile update? Probably not yet. Probably not yet. Like his hair started to turn gray and now it's just gone completely gray because of Morgan. So Team Rentaro or Team Ken? He is Rentaro and Ken's, like, fusion baby. My nerves are completely shot. My cover wouldn't last a day if I went back under. So, you're a spy for Noble. Retired. You're working 6 days a week. 5.5 days a week. Kentaro! 5.5 days a week. And in quality assurance. Trust me, this position's a cushy, generous reward for my past services. Well, you can't be that retired. You clearly know more than you're letting on. I have some old inboxes I still check. So, can you tell me what the hell is happening around here? Almost Keitaro without a 3. Why, I'm the one investigating David's death, while all your old coworkers are off twiddling their thumbs. It's that story. The soldier, the blood transfusion. Blood, not oxidant. He's finally shooting straight. Did something happen to him afterwards? Did the transfusion not last? No, there's nothing wrong with the blood. It's the story itself. There was a soldier and he did get injured. But it was on a base during a training exercise. There was a medical tent 10 meters away the whole time. The transfusion was just a fortuitous live test. Oh! Live testing on soldiers. I'm sure the public would love that. His life was never in any danger. Shooting straight in my Ace Attorney. Doesn't make for much of a tearjerker, does it? Not even a good photo op. Which our competitors understood. One of them, maybe a few of them. Got a hold of the story, started puffing it up. AstroTrophy painting over socials and virals. By the next morning, we had the military thinking we're leaking like a sieve. Meanwhile, the media's bombarding us with requests for videos and interviews and data. And the state's praising our tech with one side of their mouth, while threatening to mist us with the other for being so greedy. Gonna drink some coffee? Okay. Everyone in Noble CCE has been slammed ever since. Trying to find an off-ramp for the story we can walk back the claims on without torpedoing our state contracts. I don't know what happened to Asher, whether it was AI gone rogue or company infighting gone too far. But I can tell you, it wasn't done by consultants. That's all you want to know? I'm gonna keep talking to you, Kitaro. You worked in CCE. Was David actually seeing a psychiatrist, or was it all cloak and dagger bullshit? I know that office. Know some old coworkers who see them. Ah, so it's a front. They do both. So, he was probably getting training, and he was probably talking to someone. Sorry, not the answer you're looking for? Hoping. I wasn't hoping for any answer. The answer I expected was, you okay? That's all. Unless you've got any advice for me. You're saying you want a consultation? Couldn't hurt, right? This company, all these companies hate to lose. So don't fight them. Make them think you're fighting for them. Well, that's just business as usual for me. You know what's like scary though? Is we're taking like all this evidence and we're gonna have to go to court with all this. I was like, oh no. I'm going to remember everything. Like I know I have my evidence files and stuff like that. Which speaking of, let's look at that again. Yeah, okay. Up until now, there's been this grating ambiguity about what actually killed David. We've had to use guesses and process of elimination, and even a goddamn pseudonym. But I finally identified what the poison was. Now, I just need to figure out how it got there. Or rather, who put it there. Which brings me back to here. An elevator shaft somewhere under or above ground, with kilometers of concrete facelessness and bureaucratic authority surrounding me on all sides. An enemy in every cubicle and every office of every floor of this temple. Built to interpret the inscrutable divinations of a temporal oracle named Share Price. Evidence? Nah, use a good old I'm right, you're wrong argument. Works good. We're like, hey, call the parrot to stand. They'll help. And yet, I feel more at ease now that I have all weekend. Makes sense. Now that I know Noble's my enemy, I know where to aim. All that's left to do is pull the trigger. Good thing I didn't bring a knife to this fight. I brought my gun. And that sound just now tells me that it's playing its role perfectly. I'll never have real use for a firearm with this much bloatware. Just by carrying it around and paying attention to when the hard safety flips on. I'll always get a heads up when the police have entered the vicinity. Oh! Morgan's so smart. I love Morgan. Hey, Detective Reyes, it's Morgan. Chuckles. Happened to get your contact info when you got me cleared for the crime scene yesterday. Delete contact. Block contact. Stop voice to text. How to stop voice to text. Just wanted to check in. Report this contact voice to text disable. Poison identified. Tom would be so proud, right? And advise you that Noble's scared shitless of you stomping in and nationalizing the place. So they might be a little uncooperative when it comes to fetching documents. Block this contact. What makes you think you're at Noble? My bad then. Forget I said anything. And whatever you do, don't start your investigation with their stock buyback program. Trying reverse psychology only works if you care what you think. Stop voice to text. I'm out of time. I thought I'd have to ride the elevator for the next half hour. Morgan, counselor, your presence has been requested on the upper floors. Deja vu. Might you have a moment to speak in private? Always, but who's asking? The board. Huh. What are the chances? I'd be wanting to speak to them too. The whole board? I'm really curious what they're gonna look like. Noble Electronics Northeastern HQ. Conference room. Like, good job is Morgan, because it was me, I'd be like, oh no, too scared, bye. God, I know I talk about how much I love the backdrops for this place, the backgrounds and stuff like that for this game, but I love them. Evangeline Morgan. Helen Young. Oh, is it just Helen? Okay. Thank you for making time in your schedule. Her posture, her tone, the fold of her clothes professional dialed up to 11. Corporate armor, full set, her guard is up. Just Morgan is fine. You're just a few minutes early, Morgan. Typical corporate, never be the first one to show up pissing contest nonsense. It doesn't even make sense. They called me in here. How could I possibly be early? I think we should play the game for a little bit. Let's not get murdered by corporate scary people. Oh, well, pardon me in that case. 1,000 apologies, you voyeuristic rat-racing hollowheads. But I'm immune to your corporate posturing. If anything, knowing that you're all watching me right now, pretending to be busy with something else, just makes your cowardice that much more apparent. So, who exactly will be joining us? You don't have time to remember their names, and it won't do you much good either. Right, so they're not just rich, they're anonymous rich. The Mob Act guarantees a minimum level of security and peace of mind for any citizen who might be targeted due to their financial status. Mob Act. In 2059 and 2061, intended to protect the safety of individuals with income above the 99th percentile of the nation. Why do I feel like I know exactly which rich person made this mob act? For hindering mob justice. Economic uncertainty and civil unrest in the late 2050s led to a series of highly publicized crimes wherein corporate executives at a number of high-profile companies were stalked, harassed, and assaulted in net-organization flash lynchings after a particularly chaotic attack that resulted in the hospitalization of a 14-year-old. Oh, dang. The PRAA was proposed, debated, and signed into law in just under 11 hours. Was not gone to trial since 2062, but PRA continues to protect citizens to this day. Some economics have pointed to the PRA and its promise of anonymity, so the nation has enjoyed a relatively resurgence in corporate immigration over the last 2 decades. But the purposely obscure nature of the law's implementation have made the task of weighing its true economic impact effective impossible. Dang. Spoken like a true believer. Except mob act is what normal people call it. Toting the party line but allowing yourself one instance of rebellion? Or just a slip of the tongue? I would never fault anyone for wanting their privacy, especially not job creators. But it must be pretty inconvenient, not having a name to call them. Not really. Conversations with them are always one-sided. Sounds like a great environment to do business in. Look at the building you're standing in. We managed to eke out a meager profit somehow. So if it works... Aw, didn't take you for the might makes right type. And I didn't take you for a clueless bore incapable of reading the room. Oh, sorry. Did I say something off color? I was only being casual since it's just the 2 of us in here. Maybe we should take a clear advantage of this rare bit of privacy. Clear the air. You're here to ask about Sarah. I don't like when the game saves automatically. I'm like, what? Did I ever finish the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? I did not. And I am... I was on the sequel. I finished the first one. I think I was on the 2nd chapter of the sequel, I think. 2nd or 3rd chapter. As I said before, I had no idea that Dr. Asher had been building an android on his private property. And I can say here and now that no one at Noble Electronics ever suspected that he was working to undermine the Tenet framework. She's trying to sound candid in her tone, but she's choosing her words with a surgeon's scalpel. Was she coached? Is that the truth? Or is that your statement as VP of Android Futures? It's both, of course. Dr. Asher was always more than happy to hold himself up and work independently. We both know that. True, he could be pretty reclusive. I'm sure it caused all kinds of headaches, him just appearing on you all like that. It must have been especially difficult when he came back with breakthroughs that propelled Noble to the top of the industry. You should take a seat. If that's everyone, shall we begin? Oh, they didn't even show up. They just showed up. What a shitty Zoom call. Friendly bunch. And a little intimidating, honestly, too. Is there a problem with the sound? Anyone get muted by accident? No. Okay. Thanks for having me. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm actually a bit flustered having you all show up here. I didn't expect to talk to anyone higher up than a service associate. You're investigating the death of Dr. David Asher. Why wouldn't we take that seriously? Because you want me to go away. At least half of you do. The others aren't sure yet. You must be confused. Her other cameras just discount Zoom. They don't want the anonymous act, so they don't want to be seen. The board is, as always, united in its decisions and its visions for the direction of this company. A board of directors is just 13 roulette-rolling psychopaths who get together and vote on whether or not to execute their CEO every 6 months. None of them would be where they are if they were anything else. But I happen to know how that person thinks. They all just woke up and they have bad hair. You'd hate me? He's like, yeah, Yeah, it's creepy because also they're all muted too. Is it Organization 13? No, they had personalities. No. No, I just thought I got it memorized. Just stuck in my head again. Option 1. You oppose me. Shut me out completely, stonewall me, stall me, and wait for me to walk into trial so unprepared and ill-informed that I inevitably lose. Obviously, I don't like this option. But you can't be big fans of it either. If I lose, the world will learn that David Asher was killed by an android he programmed. Then every customer you've ever had and every lawyer they've ever seen on TV, and every firebrand strapping young 60-year-old junior senator looking to make a name for themselves will use your company balance sheet as their personal chew toy. The company is more than capable of, after which the state still might just gobble you whole and throw down enough sanctions to de-person whoever among you cries no fair. Dot, 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 dot. They're actually swearing right now. Or maybe Red 13? The company and its allies at the Capitol can more than fend for themselves. Yes, probably, but not definitely. Which makes it a gamble. Still my turn to talk? Then on to option 2. You cooperate with me. I use what you give me, or forge for me, to win a trial proving that David wasn't killed by an android. When the markets open tomorrow morning, you will get another round of stock buybacks on the initial dip. Then pat yourselves on the back for staying calm as you continue to profit off David's legacy for the next 100 years. And you won't even have to worry about him speaking out of turn. That's only if you win. If the company cooperates with you, denies that David was killed by, and the state beats you anyway, it'd be catastrophic. Yeah, it's a gamble. But if at least some of your board wasn't considering taking it, I wouldn't be here. Man, I wonder if 3 or 5 is in... Oh, wait, what does it say on the back of this thing? Name and subject to some... Oh, okay. God, I can't read backwards very well. We're all busy people, and I hate to drive a wedge between such a close-knit group of friends, so how about this? Option 3, hedge your bets. What? Put a little on black, put a little on red. Spread the love and lower your risk profile. Don't make any statements about the trial. Tell the media the state's got your windpipe in a vice. Wait until just before the markets open Monday morning to send out your PR packages for rubber stamping. After you already know who's won. One way or another, this trial will be over before the end of the day, and you'll never hear from me again. So just don't shut me out completely for another few hours. I think they'll like that one. I think they'll pick that one. And does anyone second the motion? Speaking of gambling. I can't tell. It's oh wait, sound what? Are you unmuted? Very well then. We can answer some of your questions. Oh my god, I feel like this is important. Let me save. Save. Better make them count. No reason to be shy now. The poison that killed David Asher has been identified as serotonin. You're familiar? Yeah, I'm gonna put it all on red. It's one of our many patented materials, as I recall. You recalled it pretty easily yesterday, won't you? I wonder what's changed. But intellectual property law can be very complex, counselor. I'm not sure how much I or anyone at the company could tell you about serotonin at this time. Well, if you couldn't tell me about it, who could? You did lead its development, didn't you? Yes, I oversaw the project, which just makes it that much harder to speak freely without compromising the confidentiality of the teams that reported to me. I was like, is it not? Is Celeste not working? Oh no, it worked. Okay. I understand. That sounds like bullshit. I don't believe it. But I'm not asking for trade secrets here. It's a perfect match for the only foreign substance found in his blood. Serotonin is what killed him. The state will say the same. That's not possible. Care to elaborate? I'm sorry, but I can't say any more at this time. So much for cooperating. And if I were to ask you as an officer of the court, then I would ask you to be patient and wait until this afternoon. ADA Rockford has already called me to testify. Oh, already? Damn it. I got cocky because of the cop's late arrival. Emma must have gone straight for the throat first thing this morning and left the investigating for later. Hell, knowing her, she probably managed to ID the serotonin before she went to bed last night. So, are we still having this conversation then? As I said, I'm sorry. But I have to take more than just my personal feelings into consideration here. There's a great deal at stake. Corporate speak, for you're too stupid to understand why I'm being so dense. She's trying to shield the company, plain and simple. LARPing is Helen Young d'Arc on a crusade against government overreach. But if she's that busy defending Noble, she might be leaving herself unguarded. Lady, congrats! Why is she here anyway? Why am I speaking to her and not her lawyers? That's right. This is a vulnerable position for her. She wouldn't put herself in check like this. Not unless she was forced to. Oh, okay. Now we're into edit paint. I gotta lock in. So that's it. Acting as her mouthpiece isn't some honor for her. This is a punishment. She's being used as a meat shield. They're upset with her. Perhaps even suspicious of her. Lock in time. Time to find out why. The will. Has David's will been located? It's never gone anywhere. It's still in the safety deposit box. We'll retrieve it and have it read once all the unknowns surrounding his death have been made into knowns. Okay, an ace. Okay, that's a 1 there. So David's will hasn't even become part of the equation yet? It might not be for weeks at this rate. Is that calculated though? Nope, stay. Jealousy. I have to admit, I'm surprised you aren't more shaken up today, Miss Young. I'm processing. After all, you and David did have a history. You started at the same time, didn't you? Yes. We were colleagues and cordial with one another. Press. Don't be so modest. You helped him create the 1-point doctrine to save the company. 13 hit. Oh my god, 16? Oh god, okay. That's a gross exaggeration. Noble is far too large an organization to be affected by the contributions of any single individual. Suppose you're right. No one person can change Noble's fortune overnight. Except for David Asher, of course. But he was a once-in-a-generation talent. The guy Noble chose for the advertisements and the one they commissioned editorials about. Sorry, you're right. I should have equated the two of you. I just hope his 1-point doctrine doesn't fall out of favor now that he's gone. Yes, well, we certainly wouldn't want that. It is blackjack, but each different evidence has different card total points, and I have to not go over while still searching for evidence. Well, she didn't exactly explode rage, but she definitely reacted. There's real jealousy there, whether it's ever boiled over or not, though. Okay, so jealousy was... Oh crap, was a 3? Okay, so if I click jealousy and press... That was a 3, got it, okay. David and Noble. I didn't mean to pry about your relationship with David or lack thereof. I suppose I'm curious about his standing inside Noble as a whole. David Asher was and always will be an outstanding contributor to the company's forward progress. Oh my god! all these aces as one is killing me. Nothing will ever change that. Not even if he was killed by one of his own creations. That would, of course, be a tragic element that would call for reconsideration of his legacy. She was almost off guard there. Like, she was surprised for me to be asking about Sarah ruining his reputation. Ugh. Press. Besides Sarah, David's reputation was crystal clean. He never went against the company once. Did he? That's... Okay, fingers crossed. Be a 4, be a 4, be a 4. Unless I'm mistaken, he and Noble were on bad terms. In that case, I might get the impression that some parts of leadership are actually glad to see him taken off the chessboard. It's not. Something buzzing in your ear? Fine. I suppose it makes no difference if you hear it now or at the trial, or on your feet tomorrow. 4! It was a 4. Okay, cool. So skipping that Sarah was correct. Okay. Dr. David Asher was being sued by the company for breach of contract. I got a perfect score! Satisfied? I didn't have to reload. Now we're talking. Well then, I suppose that's... blackjack! Heck yeah! You noticed one of your cats is limping? Oh no! Yeah. Definitely keep an eye, and I hope they're okay. So, oh yeah, hold on, let me save real quick. I did that perfectly. I'm very scared. I'm never gonna do that again. You could have mentioned this breach of contract earlier. Not without complicating the company's position necessarily, no. But there's no hiding it at this point. It'll all come out soon enough. Oh, there's a paper trail. Much more than that. You've been making moves to let him go for some time. Noble Electronics parting ways with David Asher. Must have been one hell of a breach of contract. What did he do? He betrayed the confidence of the board. Was he contesting the suit? Putting up a fight? Engaging in a legal battle against a mega corporation without even telling me, his lawyer? Until recently, yes. You mean until he died? How recently? We spoke on Friday. Huh. That was when you two talked about... That is what you two talked about in his parlor. No. This is earlier in the day. You were in this room, actually. Him, me, and several members of our legal department. It was arbitration. And did you come to an agreement? A compromise. He would resign from his position in 2 quarters, foregoing royalties on any products he would develop after the next 24 months. In exchange, he wouldn't be publicly fired, and he would still be credited on all past, present, and future filings. Oh, how very reasonable. On paper. No matter what that deal was, letting go of David Asher is insanity. Reasonable, yeah. We ended on a good note, I like to think. We shook hands. Even took a photo. That... Look at him. That's not a handshake. That's a, like, why are you holding my hand, woman? Yeah. Also, God, this image is scary in the back of everyone. I don't know, it's just creepy. It looks totally lovely. Something funny? I didn't know the board told jokes. They don't. Bro's never seen a handshake in his life. That was legal. Expressing their displeasure with how much paperwork my good note ending left them stuck with. Children. It was just one night of overtime. So while they were spending their Friday night blowing the ink dry, you paid a visit to David's penthouse. Something left unfinished? Professionally, it was a good meeting. There was no yelling, no finger pointing. Reminds you of Mirai and Nikki when their identities are shadowed? Much cleaner than I expected. But Dr. Asher did not want to retire. He didn't want to be forced out of the company when he was the one who... when he had contributed so much. I didn't enjoy doing that to him, so I came over that night to apologize to him. We talked, reminisced. When he brought the drinks, I thought we'd be toasting to a new day. A few minutes later, he was dead. Because of that AI. That AI? Any idea how it came to be? As I said, I had no idea he was working on it. My question was more broad than that. If you really believe David built an AI, how do you think he did it? How does Noble Electronics think he managed to work around the tenants? That's quite beyond my area of expertise. And no one at the company would call themselves an expert in illegal technology. Imagine it's just a contract for one of them who actually left their mic on. Like one of them has a pet cat that's like going across like their keyboard and just like unmutes them. But some in the R&D department have theorized that he created what they call a wax-way and decaying priority loop, which, as I understand, is an unstable, resource-intensive theoretical method for pseudo-randomizing the weight amongst preset tenants. Is there a Dasanoku Dasani avatar? I don't think I have a lot of Desperate Heart 1 avatars yet. Just because their characters are a little complicated. And by little, I mean a lot. Well, about as far off topic as it gets with that guess. But that kind of inelegant brute force nonsense seems a far cry from that kind of thing David would create. And I seem to have taken us over our allotted time, so they just peaced out. They got bored. Aw, but I didn't even get to wave goodbye. Are you serious about this trial? Don't I look it? You're not just making a play? You're actually going to defend that thing. I'm just defending myself, Miss Young. Of course you are. My mistake. I hoped you might be rooting for me, to tell you the truth. I may yet save everyone's stock options. Stock options will be alright either way. They always are. The gamble I offered your board. Which outcome would you bet on? Oh, finally, an easy question. Galahad makes you think of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. What I would bet on is whatever the outcome, the company will eat it up and shit it out with very little difficulty. You painted an ugly picture back then, but I have already seen the future. It's just another marketing gimmick. The great Dr. Asher, too smart, too bold, too far ahead of its time. What spark of his genius remains buried in the inspired Animate 19? I guess that depends on... You were exactly right. He is more valuable to Noble as a dead man. Dead men can't step out of line, or put their foot in their mouth, or hold politically inconvenient opinions. To a good salesperson, a dead man is just another selling point. Morgan's like, okay, look, I know I'd be a serial killer and all, but that's still my friend. Pardon my outburst. I'm just tired. It's been a very long week for me. I'll let you prepare for your afternoon then, Dr. Young. No one calls me doctor. I asked them not to. Oh, you didn't want the title? At times, I have thought very little of it. The PhD I earned from a Noble-owned school. Biochemistry. It couldn't have been a large department at Noble before they started working on warm androids in earnest. They probably didn't have any expectations for the program back when she was a part of it. But I was proud of it when I first got it. Something changed? It never seemed to catch on. People didn't use it, so eventually I told people not to use it. A very high IQ social power play, you understand. David never insisted that people use it either. That's very different, and I think you know it. David Asher didn't have to. You don't know where you got Galahad from. Well, Galahad is an Arthurian knight name and a character name in Tetro. And Galahad from Kingsman, which is my favorite Galahad. Oh, the trial. Okay, this is where Gally said to stop. Okay, so we're having to do the trial next week. Oh, I'm a little scared. I'm a wee bit scared for the trial. Okay, so we got the shitty handshake, David's journal. He did a lot of bad things. Or made 300 AIs. He was seeing a psychiatrist, so good on him. Good, David. Psychiatrist question mark, are we sure? We're pretty sure. It'll be trial time next week. Evangeline Morgan is given the absolute ownership of Sarah. We knew that. We're gonna go over all our info real quick. Before we stop. Okay, everything. So, android models were swapped. And I don't know if that has to do with this trial, but I guess that's evidence for this trial. Asher experienced harassment and stalking. We knew that. Okay. David wanted to have a meeting, so he wasn't suicidal. Serotonin is what was in his bloodstream. And it's produced by noble manufacturers. The glass of water in the sink has Helen's DNA and fingerprints, but no poison. We never talked about that in the other trial, so it's pretty sus still. The cameras thing. Okay, return at 7:40. To them continue speaking while they both drink. Then 20 minutes later, he gets lethargic. 3 minutes later, he loses consciousness. 1 minute later, emergency services are called. 4 minutes later, hospital, and then pronounced dead. God, that's so fast. That is so really, really fast, too. Okay, articles we don't really need. In terms, we kind of went over all of them. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So who do I think did it? Let me go over profiles real quick then. Well, not Dawes anymore. Clearly not Dawes. I guess the big issue is that is it Helen? And if it is Helen, is that provable? Because right now she's like our only suspect, right? Because who else would we have as a suspect? I mean, I guess technically David and Sarah are suspects, but I highly doubt it. I think we're gonna prove that David wasn't suicidal. We're gonna prove that Sarah wouldn't kill her father. There's no way it's London. Masters? No, it's not Masters. It's not us. Our occupation is criminal. We hope it's not Sarah. I highly, highly, highly doubt it's Sarah. Oh, look at her. Look at her. There's no way. I guess Starling is an option, but I really like her. Like, I don't want it to be her. But I guess she's the other character that had access to David, like, at a good chunk of time. But why would she? I just don't have... I don't have any, like, motive. It's the butler. Sato, no, it's just the coroner. Then Rockford, there is... Oh, I guess Porter is an option too, but I don't think it's Porter. The more you like them, the more likely to... What? What makes you think that? Definitely not all the times that I like a character and then it's like they end up doing a murder. Okay, so my two likable characters would be suspects. It'd be Isaac, which I highly doubt, and Starling. Oh, not Sarah. I mean, I love Sarah. Okay, so if it's not Helen, Jessica is like my only other option I have here. Because we don't really have a lot of suspects. Huh. Well, we'll see next week, won't we? Just don't put Jessica or Isaac in a thumbnail. Oh yeah, like let me go get a thing of them. Let me see. Oh, do I? Oh no, I only have 26. Oh, this is my reward if I played on High Roller. Is that Race and Bunny Ears? kind of want rice and bunny ears. I kind of want... I'll do that off screen. After I play this and know the answers, I'll play again on high roller mode and win that. Absolutely. Alright, to the tile screen. Alright, well thank you guys all for being here. I know it's like a smidge bit earlier. Let me see, is there anything I don't think I have anything to show you all? Nope, not really. Is his cameo in Disventure Camp real? I know the person who requested that, I believe, posted that a lot of characters were... No, oh crap. I know it's the posting that was real. It is, yeah. Which is really... I don't know. I had no idea what Disventure Camp was, but I saw that image. I'm like, oh my god. Ichiro Kamimura is so cute. He was adorable. Oh yeah, I was asked something about Blue. What did you ask me? What I think the motive is gonna be? Okay, so first motive was handcuffs, so they're stuck together. Second motive was the bleeding. Third motive, he goes to revive just to see the finale. I think it's probably gonna do something with like a lack of safe area. I think them constantly just, I don't know. It's hard to know, really, because it's not like they do like the general, you know, Danganronpa motives. Just like, okay, no food and no drinks or no, you know, all those things. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It was a nice cameo. It was. You used to watch this Adventure Camp on a regular, so you heard the little news, you tweaked. It's actually midnight? Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Get to sleep, Raphael. Definitely get some sleep. Oh, and let me pay out Chaotic. Let's get you your 1,000 mana coins. So that brings you to 16,162. Raphael, let's get you your 500. It brings you to 7,900 mana coins. And Lady, let's give you... Right, there you are. 250. Which brings you to 26,884 mana coins. Heck yeah. I remember to do it on time this time. Yay. You were flipped on your wee head. Sweet. Let's. We can end like that. Wee. Yay for the mana coins. Yay. Yeah, because I put it in the shop now. So once someone reaches 100,000 mana coins, which isn't that far off. A lot of people are actually relatively close to that. They can get a free they can get an avatar of their choosing that does not have to be a Fangirl one. It can be anything they want. See you on Friday? Alright, yeah, let me wrap this up. Alright, so Friday is going to be Danganronpa. We're going to start with chapter 3. Saturday is going to be Antebellum, and you're going to hear me sing the little song I made for Maiko on the kazoo. Yep, that's ready. And then next Tuesday we're back to this again. I think that's about it. Alright, so anyone who celebrates Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving. Anyone working Black Friday, good luck and do not die. I will see you. You've been waiting. Everyone's been waiting for so long. It's finally over here. Oh my god. I'm gonna see my Taka again. Taka and Asuka. I miss them. I miss my Antebellum crew. Alright. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Go to bed.